Alright, I've got the Brat 25 engine here that Keith gave to me. I'm trying to take a quick inside look and see why it is kind of tight here on the bottom. So I think the best way to do that is to open up the back plate first. Now Keith opened this up and he said he couldn't see any issues with it, so I don't know that I'm going to see anything either. Other than maybe the fact that it just needs running in. I don't know. Never really felt anything quite like that before. Well, that gasket is FUBAR. Not a big deal. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. Oh, shit, this thing looks brand new. Okay, so let me rotate it through. Going into compression. And it still feels kind of snug down here. So let's do this. Let's pull that plug. Just take this one step at a time. See if pulling the plug changes things at all. No, it still feels really snug down here at the bottom. Unusual. So let's just do that stuff out of the way. Let's take this head off. I love the fact that these older engines had that brass glow insert. Take the washer out. That's usually the sign of a little bit higher quality engine, although I've read things about these that they were very low cost engines, but that is not indicative of a low cost engine, because anytime you have something like that, it costs more to make, and they don't usually just give you stuff for free. But this is also probably one of the earlier Brat engines because of the fact that it has a clamp on exhaust. This engine's brand new. I mean, I know Keith went through this, but I mean, I don't know what all you did to it, but it still feels pretty damn tight there. Okay, it doesn't feel tight, obviously, now. Let's see if we can pop this thing off here. Came out like that. Okay, so the piston is symmetrical. There's not a cutout in it, so it's not that. I wonder if this is going to be clean enough or whatever that I can just kind of push this out. It doesn't look like. I mean, this engine, Keith, if you went through this engine, please let me know if you cleaned it at all, because the thing looks brand spanking new to me. Maybe you did clean it, I don't know, but shit, that thing is like brand new. So we have no issue there at all. It's got a 5 embossed on there, which probably indicates that this was a 25 size engine, so they probably used the same case. Very interesting though. Know why that would be tight like that, other than newness. Should I get the damn thing back together now? I gotta get my magnifier on. Okay, so I put this thing back together. I don't know why, Keith, why it feels kind of tight there at the bottom. I heated it up to put that sleeve back in because I couldn't really fit it over there. I just took it out. There's a lot of oil in there now. Or not a lot, but there's oil in there. It still feels kind of tight. I just put it on the electric starter, spun this bitch over. I'm just going to run it. Maybe there's some kind of a tolerance issue there going on. I don't know. I don't feel anything detrimental, so I'm just going to run the crap out of this engine and see what happens. It's a beautiful freaking engine, and I appreciate this very much, Keith, because this is a thing's fucking beautiful. I'm going to actually see if maybe the strap-on exhaust excuse me from my OS 30 will fit this thing. It's funny because it almost looks like maybe it was modified or something, because it looks like there were screw holes in here at one time. I don't know if that's just they decided at the last minute of the casting they didn't want to do that or what, but this thing looks brand spanking new. This is a freaking awesome engine. So look forward to some run videos of that thing for sure. Thank you very much, Keith.